Hi, Tom. I hope that I am actually welcoming you to the 10, that you will choose to participate along with another handfuls of really some great individuals that are going to move forward and try to fix a major issue that we have here in this country. And by doing so, really improve things for all of us for many generations to come. So you can say, well, who's the 10 and why me? So there's the list. You see your name on it. Who are the 10? Well, the 10 are people that are famous or semi-famous. They're educated and intelligent. And they've all expressed over the course of some amount of time, at least as far as I can tell, the interest in doing the greater good. And they very much reflect the traits that some of the revolutionaries had back in the mid to late 1700s in this country, back when these groups of like-minded people with similar attributes talked about, sat and talked about treason against the King of England. Well, I'm not talking about treason anymore. I'm just talking about fixing not the government itself, not the structure of government itself. In fact, I would argue that Mr. Trump is an acid test on the structure of our government. And there he is, probably one of the worst possible people that you could ever have in one of the most important positions in our entire government. There he sits, and yet with 17 months to go in his first term, hopefully only term, we still are here. The government continues to function. And yes, several things aren't as good as they used to be, but on the whole, the government itself, the structure itself, has been resilient against this, unbelievably strong perturbation in that structure. And so it's not the structure itself that's the problem. It's Donald Trump. It's other people like Donald Trump, the people who would be king. And these are the people that come and fill the positions in that structure that are the problem. It's not the structure itself, it's how we're identifying and electing candidates to fulfill that structure that's stopping us from being so much better than what we are, from doing so much more than what we're doing. It's the two-party system. The two-party system of puppeteers who would be king, who are, grooming and bringing up other potential candidates to fulfill positions in the government, who would also, at least some portion of their personality, would be king. And I know this, and you know this, because there's no way that a volunteer fireman or a nurse or whatever would do the service that they do to our society if they had to ride around in a bus for several months and eat all kinds of fried food at the Iowa State Fair and raise hundreds of millions of dollars. All right? There are people, intelligent, people honest, and wanting to serve, but the current system does not allow those people into our system of government. So here we are over here, and over here is, I'm offering or suggesting, is where we should be. Here we have these people who, many of them, a very large portion of their personality is they just want to be king. That's it. They want the adulation. They want to have the power, the wealth, influence, and power of being in our government. And yet we have these people over here who would, serve mightily and with an unbelievable integrity and capability, yet there's a chasm in between. And how do we cross that chasm? So back in January, I said, okay, I need to try to bring attention to this issue. And so I filed the, and another thing that you want to do if you're, trying to fix something, you want to get involved in it. You want to actually experience some of this. So back in January, I filed all the paperwork, which actually isn't that much, to officially run as an independent candidate for President of the United States. And, I'm not running, I'm offering to serve. Okay. And I really would very clearly want to stipulate that, I'm trying to be a person of the future and not a person of the present or the past. And so the question to you is, how do you cross that chasm? And my question to the 10 is, how do we cross the chasm? We can do it, though. I'm absolutely certain that we can cross the chasm. We just have to do this. So this first video is an introduction to the 10. The second video, well, who am I? Okay, you recognize the people on the list. I certainly recognize them. And, they're semi-famous and you can find out quite a bit of information about them. Well, who am I? So the second message has a video and it's just me. 30 minutes, a little bit less than 30 minutes. I apologize. It's not a professional video. It's just me talking to you, talking to the American people in general. And the one thing that's unique about it is, I think in the one story that I tell, it says more about me than anything else I could really say, I believe, in just a 30-minute period. So you'll find out who I am and what I bring to this. And then the third and fourth messages have straw man proposals for not changing the structure of the government a little bit, in that we would amend the Constitution to have this election reform amendment added to it. But it's all about electing much better candidates that we'd find in a totally different way than we do today. Okay, so I strongly encourage you to watch this first video and then open the second message and watch that video about me. And again, I apologize. It probably feels like it starts a little bit slow. But I have to say, I give you fair warning, if you get to the end of it at the 30-minute point, if you are who I think you are, you'll probably be shedding some tears at that point. And I hope you will join the 10, that together we will meet and we will figure out how to cross the chasm from where we are to where we should be. I hope to meet you. We'll see whether it happens.